I could bribe her. Thank God.
Wait, I can't. Now you can be heard.
What an awkward introduction.
Yeah, Travis was talking about wiping his ass or something.
I was not talking about that.
No,
John was talking about that.
no. We're talking about your butthole. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys. Sorry, dude. I literally since 4:30, I've been like banging my head against my desk trying to get my OBS, my Wavelink, my Discord all to work together. And I got it to work at like 6:30. And then right when I went to join the live chat, it all just fucked up. So we'll see how this stream goes.
All right.
Oh, Robert's partying in the background.
Do it.
Oh, it's party time.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Well, we got myself. Oh, my camera's over here. I need to look at my camera. Got myself, Brian. We have, introduce yourselves.
Travis, a.k.a. no webcam.
AKA no webcam. Robert, introduce yourself.
That's me, Robert.
And John, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm John.
All right.
We're naturals, guys.
So, no, we are. It's just, it was like I asked for a thing and I got radio silence. Cool.
Well, that's usually what happens.
It is Croc o'clock. That is correct. Oh, that's you, Travis. Get the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Croc o'clock.
I know
It will
you
never be
guys
Croc
can't see
o'clock.
it, but I have my Crocs on my background.
Oh,
on
we can
stream.
see it.
Yeah.
We can see it, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine us not lurking the stream right now.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we
Yeah.
beat Cincinnati, which is all that matters. Okay, now John's on a power trip.
Was I timed out? What?
Yeah,
what
by
was I-
John.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, it's always
Hey.
Croc o'clock up in here.
Heck yeah.
God. Oh, I gotta show off my new thing. Hold on. Let me drop some Croc emotes in
You
chat.
can try.
You got
There we
Cro-
go.
did
Are you gonna
block him?
time me out for my own stream?
Message deleted. Why are you
Stop
this way?
timing people out!
This is a dictatorship.
God damn it! I don't even know who that was. You just,
Is that not what
God.
Twitch chat is for, though?
I'm going to fucking unmod both of you.
You gave him the power.
We have
do
two very Croc
I redeemed-
heavy boys and two very anti-Croc boys.
I redeemed mine, though. I untimed Travis out.
God.
You did?
Yeah.
I only made mine 50 seconds, so the guy's probably back.
Oh man. So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna be wildly off topic the entire time. We're gonna
Like
shit talk each other. Both Robert and John are gonna go on power trips, and we might get some NSC talk in along the way. So
I don't know about
if
that.
you have any questions or topics you want to talk about, drop them in chat. Where do we start? Cincinnati bad, Nashville good. Did y'all see the fucking the literal garbage fire, little dumpster
Yes.
fire
Yeah.
in Cincinnati? I have never seen something more analogous to a soccer team in my entire life. Like
It's
that,
honestly perfect.
it's
To be honest.
they from beginning to end are such a dumpster fire that I honestly think that like that was a sign from God just to delete the club. Like just undo it, get rid of the club. We've advanced past a need for FC Cincinnati.
No more Ohio.
Yeah, or Ohio. Yeah, Ohio in general.
Actually, I was in a different chat earlier, and I proposed a trade of Ohio to Canada for British Columbia.
Ooh, that's a good trade.
I'll take it.
That's a good
So, yeah, no,
we
I
got to
mean,
fleece them, dude.
Canada
Sweet.
says no to that, obviously, because they also don't want Ohio, but, like, we
Well, who
don't
do you
it.
want? Do you want Florida or Ohio?
Oh,
I'll
we have both.
I'll keep
Canada
Ohio
would
over
take-
Florida. Like,
Canada would take Florida for sure. 'Cause
No.
they want that land.
why would you want Florida?
Snowbirds.
You can vacation in it.
The
They can
beach.
vacation there, yeah.
The
I
beach.
guess. Disney World's
Disneyland's
cool.
taking
I don't know. I'm just thinking of like when I think of Florida, I think of the like bath salts, eat your face, Florida.
That's a more
was one
central,
guy.
central
It was
Florida.
one guy.
Yeah,
It's
but
really
he
South
ruined it
Florida.
for everybody. Like, you say you're from Florida, that's what I think. That or just like Miami fans fighting each other in the parking lot after a match is the
That's
other
entertainment,
immediate
though.
thing that comes to mind.
To be fair, that was here, not in Florida. So you know.
Yeah, but still.
Tennessee, man.
So,
But
okay.
they're representative though.
Let's go back. Let's talk about the game itself. What were your positive takeaways? What were your negative takeaways? I honestly, there was not a whole lot of negative for me. Like, I could not see us playing a more perfect game with the roster we had.
I mean, I feel like my negative takeaway was having 34% possession against Cincinnati, but that's also give a bad team the ball and trust them to do
Yeah.
nothing with it.
I think that was just the game plan in general. I mean, you saw how good we looked on the counter against them the first time too, and we knew that was kind of a weak point for them, and so why not attack it?
I mean, Nashville in general, regardless of who's in. Robert, you're buzzing again, by the way. Regardless of who's in on the back line, like, they are so damn hard to break down that, like, okay, you want to pass the ball back and forth in, like, the middle of the field for, 30 minutes of the game, go for it. We'll steal it from you when you attack and counterattack and score. Like, that was just the game plan the entire match, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many negative takeaways from that game. I felt like it was one of those games that you're on a good stretch right now that you mess up on and you draw anyways, even though you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
That's the only concern I had going into that. I'm like, dude, this is gonna be one of those matches where Nashville has every opportunity to stay in second place, and they're gonna blow it here. And then thank God I was proven wrong.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every time we've played a bad team this year, I've gone in thinking this is a trap game. Like, this is what Nashville's done the entire time they've been in MLS, is played down to the talent they're playing against. They play up to the talent they're playing against if it's a better team. But, like, going into this game, I was so worried we're going to have, like, another, like, 0-0 or 1-1 draw, or we're going to go down a couple goals and come back. But no, just right out the gates, dude. Like, literally, zero mistakes. The only mistake that I noticed was us allowing them to get that breakout where Taylor Washington had to run at the speed of light and somehow catch up to the man. And even then, like, Taylor stopped it, no big deal, moved on, right?
I mean, was it Romney who got turned on?
I think it was Miller.
Miller. It was someone got just.
Well, someone
burnt
got bodied by Brenner, which is
Yeah.
not what you want.
by
Yeah.
Pinner.
When Taylor said it on his interview with Nashville Soccer Show last night, he didn't even hit top speed on that.
Yeah.
He
And
said I was
watching
jogging.
Yeah, watching the replay, he looked like, you remember like peak Ronaldo
Yeah.
when it always looked like he could run faster even in a dead sprint.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Taylor looked like in that run. It was like he could go faster, but he's like
Oh,
already making up all that ground.
And we've seen him go faster. Like, in the moment, like, obviously it's kind of hard to tell when you're in the stadium, especially with all of us sitting in the supporter section, the angle you're at. Like, it looks like he was hauling ass, but if you go and watch, like, the video afterwards, like, yeah, he's moving fast, but you could tell based off his, like, posture and just, like, his facial expression and how he's running, like, he definitely could have been going, a little faster. He didn't need to.
Yeah, I mean, he was holding up in case Brenner decided to cut back or something. He didn't want to go flying past him.
Oh,
so-
yeah. And it was a very good play by Taylor. Let's not take anything away from it, but, like, they botched that counterattack, like, big time. Like, they should have scored on that.
A $15 million striker doesn't mess up like that.
Yeah. Like, they were one pass across from a goal, and he chose to not. Oh.
You know what $15 million striker wouldn't mess up that?
Who?
Ricardo Pepi. That's reportedly the release clause in his new deal in Dallas.
Jesus, man.
He's clearly better than Pinner.
Yo, someone
agree.
just did something. New subscriber, thanks, great pants thief. Thanks for subbing. We'll be here all night. Probably a little break between this and games, but we'll still be here.
I love that name.
Yeah, dude, pants thief, excellent name. What was that, dude? I lost my train of thought. Where were we talking about?
We were talking about how Brenner's overrated and overpaid.
Oh yeah. So are you guys? I know we've only seen, just talking about designated players and strikers. I know we've only seen akiloba for like a maximum of like 20 minutes so far. How do you think we fit him in? Like, how do you think he ends up in the rotation with, especially how good, Sapong's doing, with how good Liao Hani are doing, and how like the current dynamic is kind of going in the right direction? How do we fit him into this lineup?
Okay, so you know how we've been running a 3-4-3?
Yeah.
We're gonna run a 3-4.
Sorry, J-Mark just dropped a doo-doo fart, and I forgot I had that on. Oh, man.
Did you fix sound alerts?
I did. That was what I was
Let's
fighting
go.
with all fucking day, dude. Like, literally since 4 o'clock, I was fighting with that, and then, like, my, like, alerts of just, like, stuff's happening. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. The doo-doo fart takes precedent over you. Continue.
Oh, as it should.
Yeah.
Speaking of doo-doo fart, Travis, you doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Figure we have to keep checking in on you.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Travis, what happened to your... how'd you get a boo-boo? What'd you do?
Oh, I dislocated my pinky during my first practice as coach.
Oh, were you, like, Bob Knighting it and throwing chairs and, like, pinky cut on it or something?
We were doing one of those drills where you toss the ball to the player and they kind of like volley it back to you.
Yeah.
And they run through the cones. Well, one girl thought it'd be funny to boot it, and then she booted it like so far, and I went running after it to keep the
To
drill
look
going.
cool.
Yeah, look cool in
Yeah.
my full sprint.
They got to
And-
respect the coach, and they didn't yet, so you were trying to impress them by running. Yeah, I got you.
And it was a wet field, and I had planted, and I just kept going, and I went to brace myself with my hand, and when I went down, my pinky went into the shape of an L.
Oh!
And I got up, popped it back into place, and I was like, all right, let's keep going. I was
That sounds like a
man.
broken pinky,
you
not a
mean
dislocated
like this?
pinky.
How it just
Icky.
see L? Yeah, it's normal.
Oh, from the side, not straight forward.
No.
It bent outwards. to
Imagine
the-
how a pinky shouldn't be, and that's how it was, right?
it was
Okay.
very nauseating. I was like, oh, I don't feel good now, and I popped it back in. I was like, let's not let the girls see that; they're gonna freak out.
Travis, we have a question for you. How
that?
many of the girls in your team are taller than you? From J Mark.
Funny enough, none of them, which is surprising.
That is
'Cause I-
shocking because you
I
are a
was-
small
yeah.
boy.
I was fully anticipating that. So, it's like, here we go, and none of them were. I'm like, all right, this is a good sign, guys. So,
That's awesome.
but they all seem very respectful and eager to learn. So that's all I can ask.
I say, so when are we starting the ultras group for your soccer team? Like, when are we setting off flares and going all
Well,
out?
The first game is in September, so I expect some flags and some flares.
I got you, homie. I
Down
got
at the
you.
rec center in Shelbyville.
Okay, so I again we got sidetracked. How do we get in? Akiloba? Like,
I mean, Stukes has the answer in chat. It's just rotation, because we have 3 games in 7 days coming up,
yeah.
and then 2-game weeks. I imagine most of the rest of the season.
So I was having this discussion on the way back from the Cincinnati game. Unlike a lot of other people, I'm not like out on Cadiz. I know he's underperformed. I think he's a good player. I think he'd be a great DP on another team, and I think he'd be a great player if he stayed on our team for a non-DP contract. I think we, at this point, our only option is to, at the end of the year, kind of cut that contract and just have, Sapong, Loba, Lottie, Rios, so, just keep the ones we have. But I cannot at all anymore, justify paying him what he makes for not being in the lineup that often. He scored, maybe once or twice this year. With how well everyone else is doing, that could change, but I don't know, man.
At this point, I think Lottie is better coming off the bench than he is.
I think he's good, man. Like, I still like him. It's just like every time he gets in, it's like the end of the game. He never seems match fit. He's like, I know, and I've said this multiple times, his job is to kind of try to sneak in behind the back line, and he's offside a lot because of that. but like I feel like all of these issues individually aren't that big of a deal, but since they're all happening at once and they're happening while our team is gelling with other players and scoring more than it ever has, I don't know if we have a spot for him anymore, man.
Well,
Yeah.
and kind of the heartstrings for Nashville fans and especially longer term fans is what does that mean for Rios?
Exactly.
I think we keep Rios and get rid of Cadiz. I mean, Rios is a cheaper option, and essentially the same type of player minus the height.
Yeah, I mean, like, anytime Rios has gotten in since he's been in MLS with us, he's been exciting. Like, there's not been a time that Rios is in that I think he doesn't belong out there, or that he's not playing well, or that he's not creating. Like, he very clearly belongs on that field, and one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to, get rid of Cadiz and he'll enter into the rotation on that, second striker spot, or they might just say, like, hey, he's clearly a talent, and sell him to another MLS team. I hope they don't. I hope we keep, Rios. But like you said, like, we're so deep. It's nice to have these problems. It's nice to complain that we're too deep at striker, that we can, afford to do this. But I don't know, man. I don't know where we go after the season when it comes to striker. At least the bottom half of the striker rotation.
In my opinion, going back to Loba, though, since we're on the topic of strikers, I think because Gary talked about how the 4-4-2 was his favorite formation.
Yeah.
I think you go Loba, Sepong, and then put Leon and Mukhtar on the wings. I mean, Mukhtar's finally finding himself, so why not put him there and keep him there especially for crosses and set pieces.
Yeah.
And then you have the pace of Loba and Sapong running at center backs.
I mean, I honestly, that would be when I play FIFA online with Nashville SC. That's exactly what I run. So that's funny. Literally, like, just do that and cycle in and out that second striker spot. Like, ideally, I'd love to have Loba be that full 90 as often as possible striker. Obviously, he's not there yet because he hasn't had a preseason, so he's going to be kind of led into that. But going into next year, if we can have him playing, as much as he can every game, whether it's 90 minutes one game or if he gets subbed out at the very end, and then have Sapong be that striker that he's the starter there, but like more often than not at the 60th, Rios is coming on, or Cadiz if we keep him, which at this point I don't think we will. Whoever else it is comes on for him.
What would you think? So when you say a 4-4-2, do you think a flat 4-4-2 or a diamond midfield?
Come
Oh,
on,
well,
Coach.
It's a good question, Coach. Okay.
You're the of the four here. You are the coach, so let's hear from you.
I'm more comfortable with more of a flat, just because the way
Okay.
we sit back and look for a counter and keep the wings open, like spread the field. And then you have because you see Sapong up top. He doesn't just stay up top. He floats around a lot.
Yeah.
And you can have Loba and Sapong interchange of who floats around, almost having one of them play like the number 10 role, in a sense. Like when Mukhtar was up in the 4-4-2, he was a striker, but he kind of floated in between that number 10 role and being an out-and-out striker. And you can kind of rotate with that.
Okay.
All I know is for the first time, I mean, I've been okay with how our attacks looked in the past, especially that second year in USL. But for the first time in my Nashville SC fandom, going back to FC even, I'm like beyond comfortable with our attack. Like I am super happy with how we look going forward and how we look, creating chances constantly and how we lead the league in expected goals. Like, that sort of shit is amazing. Like, I cannot believe how good we have, got to at this point in the season. There's a lot of caveats there, a lot of home games and a lot of mediocre teams in the middle of that schedule, but still, like, you're still playing MLS talent. Like, it's insane how many goals we've put up and how individual players and, different games have stepped forward.
I would like to go ahead and say the incessant caveats from especially national media about Nashville's attack are super, super frustrating to me because, like, yeah, it's been home games, and yeah, it hasn't been the strongest schedule, but you still have to play the game,
Exactly.
and you still have to actually do the shit.
Yeah, like because it's a home game isn't necessarily mean you're gonna do well. I mean,
Yeah.
Cincinnati has home games; they haven't won a home game. And
But
granted, they're a bad team, but you still can't go. It's a home game. Oh, they got this.
I
It's
thought it
like
was Miami who hasn't won at home yet.
It's
might
both.
be both.
It is both.
Ouch.
But like they say it's a home game, of course they should win is not true. I mean, I mean, you can't just ride on that and use it as excuse. You can look at the players. You have 32-year-old CJ Sapong having a career a season right now,
Yeah.
and then you have Mukhtar who looks like he belongs in the MVP candidate at the moment with his stats. He has 7 goals and 4 assists. And that's better than a lot of other people who are being considered
Didn't
for
the
MVP.
didn't the Tennessean put out an article recently that was like enjoy Mukhtar while you can?
I don't know if he's going to go that far. I mean, you have players who had amazing seasons like Joseph Martinez,
Yeah.
but he chose to stay with Atlanta because he felt comfortable there. He liked the city, and he had a stint in Europe where it didn't work out as well.
Yeah.
Mukhtar had his as well. He played for Hertha Berlin, Leipzig, and Brøndby. And obviously, when he goes from the Bundesliga down to where Brøndby is, it obviously didn't work out as planned when he was younger.
Yeah.
And he comes here and he's thriving. So it's up to the player. I don't think he goes.
But
And I think that's gonna jumping the
Yeah.
gun.
I mean, I don't think he goes either. And like, granted, I personally think, and I've been the Hani Mukhtar defender since day one, since we signed his ass, and like. He's had rough patches, especially when he first started. And he was getting used to the MLS game. He was getting used to his teammates, and it was a new team, whatever. But like the back half of last year and so far this year, he is so very clearly, at least in my eyes, been the best player on the field almost any given match. And he doesn't need to score he doesn't need a hat trick to be the best player on the field in my eyes, to be honest. Like. I just think the way he controls the game and the way he is a constant threat that other teams have to account for has made him at least the Nashville MVP. I know he's not going to get national MVP, talks for another few weeks if he keeps his production up, but still, like, I think by far he is one of our most valuable players.
Well, yeah, he for the longest time we thought Leao was our big guy, and Leao he's still playing good. It's just Hani's performances have just outshined everyone on the pitch right now. And when he's not scoring, he's assisting. It's insane how well Hani has stepped up this season.
Let's just hope that, because like I said, at the beginning of the year he's been good all year, and he's been good. Honestly, he's been good since that Houston game last year where he had 2 goals, one of them off a ridiculous free kick. Since that match, he has played out of his mind. And let's hope that this is, it continues as a trend and not he played crazy for a year and dipped down,
Yeah.
Let's hope this is who Hani Mukhtar is and not, an anomaly.
Yeah, and I think with we talked about Loba, him playing for a couple minutes as well. I think when that couple of minutes span of seeing him play, he looks like I'm not gonna say $7 million player just yet, but like he looks worth almost every penny with the touches on the ball. He looks so comfortable.
Touches.
Dude.
Oh my gosh! When he pulled that ball out of the air Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
I watch games in the row behind Clay, and Clay and I talk pretty much. We have a back and forth the whole game, and we both turned. We just looked at each other. We were just like, holy shit.
I stood next to Denzel and I said, "Bro, what the hell, man?" It was insane. I was like, this guy, and then when he's just casually stepping over the ball with 2 defenders on him, bro don't care. Like, he said, "Bring it." And I'm like, dude, I love this guy already.
All of our players, all of our starters, all our strikers are good technically. They all have, decent touch, decent skills, whatever. The moment he got on the field, it was like night and day. It was like literally the first touch he ever had was one sort of similar to that he just brought down and settled like it was nothing, and it was like at full pace, and I was like, okay, this guy has the potential to be legit. I'm trying really, really hard to not like immediately jump on the like he's fucking amazing train, because like I feel that's kind of what happened with Cadiz, and while I still think Cadiz is good, he has not kind of shown up to that level that I first expected. So I'm gonna hold off on my Loba predictions or assessments for a bit.
Cadiz's Venezuelan Peter Crouch changed my mind.
Why? And now I'm not gonna unsee that. God. Oh man, I did like the play that akiloba had with Hani Mukhtar when he tried to play it back middle, and I see what he was going for. I wish he had shot on that play, but you could tell that once he gets going with this team, I feel like him and Hani are going to be electric.
Dude, it was like it had to be like the 87th-ish minute, but there was a play where I forget who had the ball, but akiloba was literally just standing in the box wide open on the other, like at the far post, and I can't remember who it was.
Lottie. It was Lottie.
Was it Lottie? Yeah, he took a shot instead of passing it across, and like fair, like the pass was kind of blocked, like there was a player sort of in the passing lane, and he did have
Jeff Cameron, bro.
Yeah,
it was only Jeff Cameron.
And he did have a decent shot, so I'm not mad at the shot, but when it happened in my head, I'm like, oh my god, that could have been the moment, like. Literally just put it across. We're up by 3. Let us have it. But I know why he didn't do it. It was just like it hurt me to see him that wide open. Yeah,
it's striker instinct to shoot that. I understand.
It hurt me to see him that wide.
It would have been cherry on top if Loba scores against Cincinnati.
I would have ceased to exist. I would have freaked the fuck out.
I just want to talk about all the Twitter stuff. I woke up a hailstorm.
Oh yeah.
Just comment. I was like, bro, what is going on? I understand it's game day, but it's like 6 a.m. Like, calm down.
No, it's Cincy game day. It's different.
Oh, it's same here. Like, I looked at my like literally when I woke up, I looked at my Twitter and it was like, okay, I have like 47 notifications or whatever it was. It's like, let's go see what all this is, and it's literally nothing but Cincinnati fans talking shit. And then as soon as the game ended, I did not get I have yet to get another Cincinnati fan reply to anything. It's beautiful. It's chef's kiss.
I had a couple of GGs, but they were from fans who didn't really talk that much trash.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like, hey, good job, man. And I was like, all right, hey, you too. But the guys that we really got into it with have not said a word, and it's beautiful.
Nothing. And my favorite thing about the entire match day was the team, the fan base that constantly gives a shit about not traveling well enough, and literally that morning replied to me about it's still more people than Nashville's ever brought to Cincinnati. Brought less than Chicago. They brought less fans on a closer trip than Chicago.
Chicago hardly has any fans as it is.
Yeah,
they barely pulled 8K on a Wednesday night.
And according to everyone that was sitting on that side, the Cincinnati fans chanted up until the first goal, and then they were dead silent, and they were just kind of there. And then apparently some of them left early. I don't know.
I think I saw a couple heading towards the exits.
Yeah,
like they were dipping out.
Oh yeah.
I just see this. I have this tweet that Nashville just tweeted.
Okay.
Joe Willis leads the league in clean sheets.
Of course.
Then Elliot Panico in USL leads the USL in clean sheets. 2 Nashville keepers balling out right now.
If there's one thing the city of Nashville does well, it's goalkeeping. Whether it's in the NHL or in MLS or USL. Like, you're not going to score on any Nashville team. That's just how it's going to work.
I mean, the Titans beg to differ.
Well, see, they don't have a goalkeeper though. That's if there was a position called goalkeeper, goaltender, goalie, whatever in football, then it's another story. But
masterclass Nashville.
Yeah.
Joe Willis is one of those keepers that's vastly underrated.
Oh yeah.
Comes to Nashville and is having a career right now.
Joe Willis in the past 2 years has had probably the best 2 years of his career. And I don't want to say it's not because Joe Willis isn't good, because he is very good. But, like, with the back line that he's been provided and the system he's in, and the best goalie in existence, Matt Pickens, being his coach, I don't know how you're not as good as Joe Willis. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of, do you all follow the Joe Willis mustache Twitter account?
No, is it you?
I don't
It's
follow
not.
it.
It's not me.
It's your
It is.
burner.
I would
100%.
hand to God, it is not me. But you need to follow it. It's amazing.
I see a couple of his tweets and I like it. I'm like, what is this?
So it's not me. It's not Travis. Who is it?
It's not me. I
Or like
honestly,
Aaron. I bet it's Aaron because Aaron
probably
does
Aaron.
this all the time.
Aaron has like 1 billion burner accounts.
Yeah, one keeps asking me to shag his wife. and
Yeah.
I'm like, Aaron, you don't have a wife.
Not anymore.
Oh,
Well,
So, okay, speaking of Twitter, I'm sure you guys saw this tweet that cycled around Nashville SC Twitter earlier today, but I want to read it off. Me. Okay. During July, its first ever month without restrictions, Nashville SC averaged 22,920 per game. That would rank 7th in MLS in 2019, 8th in La Liga or Serie A, and is a higher average attendance than all but 5 leagues across the planet. React.
see, I think a lot of people have a misconception about MLS attendance. When you look at across the pond, you even look at Mexico, it's basically like even when you look at average attendance across the board. But
Yeah.
I feel like people are just comparing MLS attendance to what NFL numbers put up in their stadiums, and it's like that's unrealistic because it's not the favorite sport over here.
Yeah, I feel like the NFL has always set a weird precedent, especially since from the beginning of MLS, a lot of teams, including us right now, are playing in NFL stadiums that are way too big for what they're gonna pull. And like, I could not be happier with our attendance. I obviously wanted that to go up to 30K next year, and with how each game's going, getting more and more people, that's entirely possible. Especially with the new stadium opening and giving us that extra little boost. But I think, I agree with you. The MLS gets way too much flack for being, not supported enough or whatever, and I think it's unjust. It's not fair. That's like the outliers. That's one or two. That's like the Chicagos or, the Crew for a little bit before they kind of bounce back. So yeah.
I just want to say every opinion about Nashville's fan base, what it would look
Was
like
wrong.
in MLS, yes, was exactly wrong. We are not the Bournemouth of MLS. We're not pulling just 10K. That is Chicago.
That is Chicago.
We are just defying everything that they said about us, from our performances on the field to our fan attendance. Just the buzz around the city has picked up. I see so many stickers of Nashville SC's logo on cars here in Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
And
dude, it's insane.
It's branching out like crazy, and it's just weird. Just basically shutting everyone up.
Yeah,
But
I think
just doing it.
I think Nashville, from literally every standpoint of this team, from the front office to on the field to in the stands, has been a slow build and being very methodical and trying to build it the correct way. The fan groups, like we have, and almost nobody in the MLS realizes this, we have history going literally back to 2013 in NPSL, where we were getting 1,400 to watch us play the Knoxville Force. And now we have, like double that amount just in our supporter section. Or ish. The way we've built from, especially going through the pandemic and coming back and having that first game against Cincinnati, I think we had 12,000, 13,000. And then as stuff opened up, literally I think every game since we opened up has been more and more people. And literally every time we have a Saturday game, even Wednesday games, after the game and the next day, I'll get on Twitter and there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of people that are like, hey, this is my first game. It was amazing. You guys have to go check it out. Or people who have yet to be to a game see video of the back line or Soccer Moses or a crazy hat trick, or just the atmosphere in general, and they're immediately like, hey, I gotta go check this out. Like, we're fucking having Jayon Brown showed up last game. Like,
he's been there the past 2 games.
yeah,
The past 2 home games.
I've seen a couple other Titans players, so they have to go check. Kevin Byard said he needs to go check out a game. Like, it's slowly but surely growing. This is exactly what I wanted going into the new stadium. That we're this year. Ideally, last year and this year would have been the slow build, but it kind of turned out because of the pandemic that just this year was the slow build. And we're slowly building up to that 30,000 number and slowly building, more and more traditions, getting a little more, creative and fun in the supporter section. The stuff's starting to spread more as opposed to, and Robert, you'll remember this, that first match, the middle section was it. Like, there was other people in the sections surrounding it, but they weren't chanting, they weren't singing, they were just kind of there. And now we're starting to see the chanting, the singing, the just general excitement spread throughout the back line and starting to spread up through the sidelines as well, which is a huge sign for Nashville.
Can I have a controversial Nashville SC fan opinion right now?
Do it now. Do it.
Okay, right now.
Do it.
I love the anthem
Oh, no.
post game.
I do too. I will
love
say
it
that.
post game. I hate it pre game.
You know what? I can do without it pregame as well.
I'm not going to say I hate it pregame, because I don't. But I understand where you're coming from, because the times it's felt the most meaningful and the times that it's been the loudest and it has been awesome was post-game, win or lose, when the team's standing in front of us and everyone's singing. So I get where you're coming from. I don't necessarily agree, but it makes sense at least. So I would say it's controversial.
I find myself missing the Johnny Cash offbeat clapping
God.
that we were always bad at.
How are we Music City and we can't never get on beat with that?
Have you seen the stereotypical demographic of the supporter section?
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Asked and answered.
Yeah. No, I mean, I completely agree. It should be banned from being before the game. And there's been a lot of pointing this out on Reddit and all the Twitter and everything like that. We go from high intensity, here's Soccer Moses playing, come together, here's the lineup, and hey brother, hey sister, okay. And then Anthem for the MLS, which is the freaking Hans Zimmer masterpiece I love so much now. And it's just like, we have this ebb, and then drop, and then come back up. And it's just like, come on, we don't need that.
Again, like, I understand it. I don't agree with it. I am not any less hype after the anthem. Because, like, literally always, immediately after the anthem, it's like, okay, La Brigada's going nuts on the drums, and we're jumping around and screaming and having fun while they're walking out of the tunnel. Like, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Imagine La Brigada not having to bring that energy back up. Like, if it had stayed up here, instead of being sedated.
But I will say, I did go to Columbus midweek to watch that game, and they sing "Can't Help Falling in Love with You."
With Crew, get it right?
Yeah, Can't Stop Falling in Love with Crew.
Yeah,
before the anthem too. So they do the same thing we do with a slow ass song.
Yeah,
it's not made for them.
Work.
It's not made for them.
Yep. I know, but like they do the same exact thing.
Didn't Elvis live in Tennessee? It's crazy.
He did actually. He was born in Mississippi, I believe, though.
I know, but I'm making an anti.
Yeah.
He was an agenda.
Yeah.
Like going to that game, it was like, cool. We're going. The Nordec was going. We're good. Okay, cool. And then the freaking piano starts for that song, and you're just like,
yeah.
Oh, they do it before the game, huh? I guess we're not the only team that has a slow-ass motherfucking anthem that plays before the freaking MLS anthem, which always makes it look worse.
Yeah.
I don't think Elvis was a season ticket holder for the Crew either.
No, Elvis is a confirmed Nashville SC fan. Don't search. Don't try to confirm that. It's just true.
It's just true. Okay, I was gonna say he'd be 901, but
no.
Yeah, he'd be 901.
No.
He jumped ship after a couple bad seasons.
Yeah.
Is there a good season for 901 yet?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No,
But
the same. I'm just gonna go back to the Crew game for a second.
yeah.
Because that new stadium is gonna be basically our stadium. It feels like, because that's the same builders, same design company built the two stadiums.
Yeah.
To be pretty much similar. If it is anything like that, and from what I've heard as well, the walkways are going to be about double what they are in Columbus.
Yeah.
It's going to be freaking amazing.
Is that because we're fatter down here?
It could be, but also the one issue I did have with Columbus's was they have like 3 bathrooms in the entire stadium, so you have to find. Yeah, it's really kind of bad. But the other thing was there was like about maybe 15 to 20 feet between the stands where the stairs are and your concession / bathroom / bar. And for me to go say hi to everybody, literally like 4 sections catty corner to myself.
Yeah.
It took me almost the entire halftime to get over from where my seats were to them to get back up and then go back over to my seats, because I had to push people out of my way because it was just a wall of humanity in front of you.
Yeah. I don't know. I could not be more excited. I now that you mention it, Robert, and I pulled up on my phone a photo of the stadium just to kind of compare. I mean, yeah, ours is going to look almost identical to that. One of my clients for work is in Columbus, and they've been to a couple games, and they've told me that their stadium is amazing, and now you're saying it. So,
yep, that's true.
I can't wait to step foot in our new stadium. I will, if I don't cry, I'll at least tear up because it's been a long ride, and I'm just excited to be there, man.
What's the capacity for the Columbus Stadium?
I believe it is 25 at max.
Yeah, less than ours.
And ours is 30?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
guess you could say ours is more massive.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Oh!
You don't have to do that, buddy.
Yeah, you do.
So that's the view from where the supporters sat at that game.
Where the Nashville supporters sat?
Yeah, I mean, you see Brent right there. Like, come on. Nashville supporters. And then, like, my seats were on the side right here, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that is as beautiful as it gets. Ours is, like, that's going to be our section above the back line next year, basically.
I can't wait to see the sight lines for our stadium.
Oh, the sidelines are, like, we were second row of that second deck, basically. And you look down.
That's great seats right there.
Absolutely great seats.
So who do we want the stadium name sponsor to be?
Dolly
Crocs.
Parton.
I have heard rumors of what it is.
Crocs.
I will love it. Except for it's not a great sponsor, but I've heard rumors. No, I honestly want a betting company one. To be honest, like I want Caesars. I want DraftKings.
Oh,
or
Little
something
Caesars,
like
I love their pizza.
not Little Caesars,
Dude, excellent pizza.
No.
Massage MB Stadium.
I'm still holding out for Whataburger Stadium. Look, they're coming into Nashville. They're coming into Tennessee. Yes. Fucking just like blast through the door. We're here. We have a Whataburger in the stadium. Marley agrees. Hey, buddy.
Eddie B Stadium.
No, I'd be
no,
sad.
I wish it could be something local. Unfortunately, I think the money is going to be too much for an outside company to come in.
A little bit.
I feel like Renaissance Bank will just double up on sponsorship.
Absolutely not. They can't afford that. You kidding me?
You can barely afford the shirts.
They're
not going to be on the shirts next year. I don't think. I would not be surprised if Gibson.
Really?
Did you just leak something?
I would love to have Gibson on the shirts, even if it's just like the shoulder. Yeah. I would love to have Gibson somewhere on the shirts.
I would not be surprised if we get Nissan back on the front of the jerseys. Jerseys.
The
I would not be surprised
shirts?
if we get Nissan back on the front because of the fact that they're no longer the stadium sponsor for us.
Yeah.
I mean, Nissan looks so good on front of the jersey. Anyways.
Well, it depends on which logo they use. If they use the regular one, it looks terrible. If they use the word one like they did for the USL, fantastic.
The word one like USL, I'm all for.
No,
I think they need to do that because as a Manchester United fan, Chevy on those jerseys is an abomination.
Don't you
just
talk about
the Chevy
Chevrolet.
logo?
I love Chevy.
I mean, you could have said anything about Man United and say abomination, and it would have made sense.
Nandez.
Abomination.
He's a great player.
Does it bother anyone else that Miami doesn't have a sponsor on the front of the jersey?
Dude, they have so much potential to have amazing jerseys, and they keep botching it.
Yeah,
Who would-
I mean, yeah.
Who would want to sponsor that team?
True.
Also that I actually don't mind it. I actually love it because I love the fact that it doesn't look like a freaking advertisement billboard. It looks like a national team jersey.
It's not even it's not even that there's like it's not even that I want that dog stop. It's not even that I want an advertisement on the shirt. It's that like if you look at national team jerseys, they always have like there's no advertisement, but there's a number there, right? The Miami ones, it's literally just a blank black shirt, and I hate it. It looks like there's just something
there's
missing.
Palm trees on there. You're not seeing the palm trees. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not like 2 feet away from the guy and
You don't
squinting.
have 4K television.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian, get better.
And I also hate that their jerseys look like a weird like hotel honeymoon suite robe. Like is that weird like silk like it's just
I don't like
gross.
their white jersey.
What
Their white-
hotels do you go to, Brian?
Don't worry
He's
about
bougie.
it, dog.
He's bougie.
Don't worry about it.
6-figure lifestyle.
I wish.
No,
I fucking wish.
Buy his book to find out how he did it.
Yeah, the art of the deal.
Buy his book.
I kind of want to shit on a different team for a second.
Go on,
not
go
Miami
for it.
Or Nashville.
So those
on
Mormons.
On that trip to go to Columbus, we also went to Chicago for about 3 or 4 days. I went to the Fire Toronto FC game,
Yeah.
and I've never left a game so depressed in my life. I mean, Chicago's a fun city. I love Chicago. Like, it was really a lot of fun. My dad and I had a lot of fun over the days. But going to a game at Soldier Field, where they just placed like 9 stacks of suites above into the heavens, basically, and have they said 11 to 12,000. I think it was like 12,000, 13,000. I can't remember. Of course, I'll probably get that number later, but that was the least 13,000 looking crowd I've ever seen in my life. And then the supporter group has the issue that I have with a lot of non-Nashville ones, and I kind of realized how much I love ours, is they don't react to what the hell's happening on the field.
Dude, I hate that. I fucking
They're
hate that.
continuing to chant. They got scored on in the 2nd minute, and they're still going, Chicago Fire. And you're just like, guys, you just got scored on in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a camera pan of their supporter section. And there was an
So-
old lady like sleeping in the supporter section.
Yeah.
Basically.
My
So
No,
what
I
you're
mean-
saying is those fans didn't start the fire?
Stop.
uh,
But no, I mean, it was also one thing I did notice too is everyone talks about Sector Latino. It's literally Sector Latino, and that's it. There's no other ones that I saw.
yeah.
Like, you know how the stereotypical Nashville supporter section is the very white kind of middle class. That's what we are. That's not stereotypical. That is us, basically, until recently with La Brigada becoming more and more of a thing.
Thank
And
For
the
you.
that
mixtape?
Yeah, and the mixtape as well. I mean,
And the Croc
every-
block.
Okay, Travis. Chill.
Stop
Alright,
it.
Can
dude.
can I
Ah,
find someone
spider on
out
my
from the
desk.
Discord?
Ah,
Robert, can we mod somebody out of the Discord?
Don't do
Can we
that.
mute Travis, please.
sorry, I'm killing a spider.
Yeah, cool. I can actually. So
No, please don't.
there you go.
No, no,
Brian.
no, no. Bad,
Mute. That,
Brian.
bad.
Help.
I don't know if I actually can get.
I-
Okay, there you go.
I
think
can.
I got it. I got it.
No. Leave me alone.
Continue what you were saying.
Anyway, but so imagine USL supporter group. It was very, 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 very white.
Yeah,
In Chicago, it's very much just Sector Latino at this point. I don't know what happened to Sector 8 or Section 8 or whatever it was. I didn't notice any of other supporter group in there. And it was interesting, to say the least. It was just like, again, they didn't react to anything. And
Yeah.
everything was, like, it was just a sad experience, it felt like,
It's-
going to a Fire game.
I-
It's like, people expect them to lose and nothing really
Yeah.
great to come out of it. It was one of those games, though. The game was fun because the Fire had 30 shots or so. All of them great shots. And it's just, I was sitting there going, and I was telling my dad this the entire game. I was like, man, it feels so great to watch a team get completely owned by a goalie having the game of his life. That isn't my team this time.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
It feels like there's there's like 2 categories of MLS teams. There's like with like the exception of Kansas City, it seems like all of the teams that were in the league prior to Seattle and Portland coming in, like, interest is waning, like, they're having trouble with support, it seems stale, and then every team that's come in, most teams that have come in after Seattle and Portland came in have been, they're spending money on players, they have this super active support, they're creating all these new traditions, they're super exciting to watch, and some of that can be, teams being new and having a recency bias, but I honestly feel like the old heads of MLS, with the exception of Kansas City, are struggling to really stay relevant.
I would rebut that the differentiation. But thank you. That the differentiation is teams give a shit and teams don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So a team like Colorado, Stan Kroenke, has famously not given a shit.
And
you can't really say that now because they just spent $1 million in Garber bucks to get Mark Anthony K. But the teams that have famously not given it, like you have New England, without Bruce Arena, I mean, they're not anything. They're not relevant, I don't think.
They're not relevant with Bruce Arena.
They're leading the supporter shield.
They're leading the sports shield, but that doesn't make them relevant with their own community.
Fair.
You still get the Chicago
Yeah.
amount of people at games.
They don't have a lot of engagement.
Fair.
And I guess the not give a shit you can separate into, like, the front office just is there to own a team, and then there's the other group that the front office is putting a good product on the field, and the city doesn't give a shit.
I mean, that was always the worry for Nashville, is that we're going to care more about just running the team rather than creating an experience for people to watch. But then, of course, the first game happened, and we're like, cool, this is an experience, not a game.
Exactly.
Like, everything around the game, the 5 hours before tailgating, the 90 minutes at the game is all an experience that can be easily sold and watched. And it does tire people out. Like, supporter section, especially with all the 9,000 jumping freaking chants we do now at this point. Like, I'm gonna have to yell at Steven a little bit more about not doing freaking Dutch. Like,
nah, dude, it's great.
The game.
That's my cardio. Let me have my cardio. I don't have it any other way.
The thing about Steven that blows my mind more than anything else is that he capos in jeans every day
How
in
did
the
he do
summer.
that? How did
Dude,
he
people
go
who
from-
wear jeans in the summer I don't trust them.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I have an office job and I have to wear pants. So, like,
Me too.
I look forward to casual Fridays because that means jeans.
I wear shorts and Crocs in my office.
Ugh.
Dude,
So,
okay,
I'd
let's
rather wear
from home is
pants.
what I'm hearing.
let's talk about Crocs real quick. Let's go into
No, let's
this.
not talk about Croc. We don't
No,
need to talk
welcome to
about that.
Croc Talk. We're
Nope,
fucking
nope,
here.
no,
We're
no,
balls
no,
deep
nope,
in. We're
nope,
going
nope,
for it.
nope.
Travis, how do you feel about Crocs, buddy?
Elite
Nope.
footwear.
Dude, the best
Nope.
footwear.
Comfortable
The
footwear.
best. You know why you don't
Convenient
see
footwear.
Crocs at the Olympics? Because they were banned for being too
Wasn't-
good.
Wasn't Oscar Pistorius a Croc athlete?
I hope not.
Did anybody
Interesting.
hear them?
But
Did you guys hear each other?
But
Dax McCarty likes Crocs, so I don't
Dax
wanna hear
likes Crocs, and you cannot say that since literally the Crocs started because my sister gave me a pair of Crocs, and the moment I put them on, Sapong scored in the second minute, and I tweeted about it, and literally since that moment, we have been on
Ani
fucking
Mukhtar
fire.
has been on fire.
We have
since
been
Croc.
on
Croc.
fire, and I am Crocs till I die. I wear them unironically now on non-match days because
Okay.
I wanna.
We should take credit for this. Have you seen Croc sales this year?
Dude, yeah, it's us. Literally, me and
they
Travis are
went from,
responsible
like,
for it.
They went from hillbilly to 3 in the city, basically.
Yeah,
is what
they went
are.
from hillbilly to the best fucking footwear in Nashville.
It's
Ah, man.
amazing.
I-
This is a movement.
How
I
the hell do we get such weird things?
I
Like,
pray for a day where I walk into the Crocs outlet in Opry Mills and all of the gold Crocs are gone because they've all been bought. They're on back order.
There's a Crocs outlet in Opry Mills.
yes, there is. It's
What the
really
fuck?
unfortunate.
Honestly, I didn't know that, so thank you.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is. It's like right next to, I think, off Broadway shoes. I think.
Yeah. Dude, it's great. That's where I got my these guys, the gold ones.
I mean, you think about it. It's by Rainforest Cafe, the Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, whatever is in there, and the off Broadway shoes. So of course, Crocs is right there.
It's where it belongs.
Oh, that's like the booty end of Opry Mills.
You're the booty end of Opry Mills.
Is there a good end of Opry Mills? Like,
Yeah, there's a movie theater.
Yeah.
That's a good end.
Bavarian
Is
Beer
that
House.
okay.
Dude, Bavarian Beer House fucking slaps. Sponsor the podcast. Yeah.
Doesn't Kobe work at Bavarian Beer House?
Maybe
Kobe
if he
does, I
does,
believe.
he needs to give me food.
Yeah.
I bet he's wearing Crocs while doing it.
Dude, he better.
No, he's not.
I'll fucking hunt him down.
Why hasn't he worn lederhosen to a soccer game?
Lederhosen and
Why hasn't
Crocs.
Brian?
Do what?
Why hasn't Brian worn it?
Because
that's
I wear
yeah.
Crocs.
Okay, add Lederhosen to that.
I don't want to. I'm
Yeah.
not. No, I'm not German.
Can we culture shame?
Why don't
Brian
you?
to
You're
wear
German.
lederhosen?
Culture
They don't make fat fuck lederhosen, Brian. That's why.
I'm gonna go to fatfucklederhosen.com and prove you wrong.
It's actually a thing. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, dude, I guarantee that's
URL.
porn. I guarantee that's porn. Watch what. Be careful.
Hey, share your screen on Twitch right now and look it
Oh
up.
God.
Hey, Travis, how you spell lederhosen?
Oh, fucking no.
Well, thank you. You're the German speaker.
Oh shit.
Is it not just Lederhosen?
I think there's an I in there somewhere.
It's
Let's look this things up.
no, it's Lederhosen.
J Mark says Travis needs to wear that combo, and I could not agree more,
That minor wasn't for nothing. I can spell lederhosen live on the internet.
dude.
I thought you were going a different direction with that minor being the
I heard
first
minor.
word out
I
of your mouth.
was
No,
like,
I'm-
please
I
don't
minor-
say anything.
I minored in German when I was in college. I'm not Gylfi Sigurdsson. Calm down.
Oh,
Yo.
God.
getting Drake
Oh,
Nelly
yikes.
up in here.
Yikes. Yeesh.
Oh, well, we are an hour in. I haven't eaten dinner, and I'm streaming again in about an hour. So I'm going to cut us off here. You
Boo.
boys good for next
You just don't
Wednesday
like
at
talking to
7?
us. Like, you go away for 9 months and you can't freaking talk to us anymore for more than an hour?
let
What,
me-
what are we
Wait,
doing?
whoa,
let
whoa, whoa, whoa.
me-
He was gone for 9 months? That's really suspicious.
Let me
Yeah, I mean,
finish. Let me
That's a
finish.
suspicious
That's how he
amount of
birds
time,
the
Brian.
crops.
Shh, 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 shh. Let me finish.
No.
Are
what
you
she said.
good
Fuck you.
for next Wednesday at 7?
I don't fucking know. I don't
Yes.
think so far.
I will confirm our
Potentially.
date.
Okay. Well, we'll
The
be
one
back
of us without a
here.
webcam says, yes, I can do
Yeah,
it.
we'll be back
Yeah.
here next Wednesday at 7 for more Nashville SC talk. A little more structured on the front end, but equally as chaotic on the back end. And
Just like we like it, baby.
I'm gonna
Nut.
eat dinner. Okay, someone just dropped a nut soundbite. Aaron. Okay, I'll be back in about an hour. I'm gonna go eat dinner and we'll play
Brian
some
just doesn't
video
like to play
games.
games with us. Like, we
So-
should have a Nashville SC podcast game night without him.
What are the games tonight, Brian?
I gotta text Mitchell and
Crack,
Eric.
crack, crack, leg into
Dude.
the bowl.
Fucking Parappa the Rapper. There's a Parappa the Rapper too, and I might download it for the next Monday.
Do it. Do it, do it, do it,
Dude.
do it.
The game wasn't hard. That one level was fucking broken, and it made me so. Okay, hey, I'm ending this. Bye, guys. I'm gonna start uploading these specific streams onto YouTube. By the way, so if you're watching this on
Oh,
YouTube,
noted.
follow us twitch.tv/hasbeengames. Bye.
I'm about to be a YouTube star. Let's
Yeah.
go.